welcome back to Izzy Champ Raid Shadow Legends. So today we've got a very special event. We have my friend has kindly allowed me to fuse the new legendary Skorid the Halfspawn. So before we get into that and give him a little test, I'll just read out his skills. So we've got attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of applying a debuff spread effect, taking a hex debuff and placing it on all enemies. If the target isn't under a hex debuff, we'll spread one other random debuff instead. That books to 60% chance. That's pretty good. Like, debuff spread, always a handy thing to have, especially for something like Spider. Like, you get that 1 HP burn and he spreads it to everyone else. Or even Hex, especially Hex on Spider. It's really good. So then we've got attacks one enemy. Before attacking, places a 50% increase attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Repeats the attack on all enemies under Hex. This attack will ignore shield buffs against targets under Hex. So it's definitely very Hex. That books to 3 turns, damage based on attack. So then again, based on Hex, you got an increased attack though. So as long as the multiplier's alright, then that's pretty good. Then you've got Ignore Shield under Hex. That's also really good for Arena. And then repeats the attack on enemies under Hex. That's alright, but it's not as good for Spider because you generally want the Spiderlings to survive. Probably better for Hard Spider. Then we have attacks all enemies. Before attacking, places a Hex debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Damage inflicted by this skill is increased by 20% for each Hex debuff placed. Stacks up to 100%. Heals this champion by 20% of their max HP for each Hex debuff resisted or blocked. That's 3-turn cooldown when fully booked. So, that's handy, him placing the Hex. You know, some people are relying on debuffs that they don't place themselves. I'll name Magnar, who really could use a skill that places HP burn, because he's so reliant on it. But before attacking places a Hex is really, really handy. Especially, like, so that means that the damage will stack up, and then he'll attack. It's not places the Hex, and then next time you use the skill, the damage might be extra 100%, which is really good. And then you've got heals this champion by 20% of their max HP for each Hex debuff resisted or blocked. If you've got spiders and 2 of them resist it, that's still 40%, which is really, really, really good. Like, even that's a crazy heal. So then we've got his passive. Fills this champion's turn meter by 10% when attacking targets without a Hex debuff. Will ignore 15% of a target's defense when they are under a Hex debuff. So he's got a pretty good kit to match his incredibly cool looks. Just got to say the sword's a little bit weird, but yeah, another demon spawn, magic. Not like, would be better if he was maybe spirit, but still pretty good. Check the ratings on like Hell Hades and stuff. Apparently he's not that great. So, well, let's fuse him, and then we can test him out and see for ourselves. Alright, here we go. 1 million is a fair bit, but it's not that bad. You know, seeing that flash of gold, no matter, even if it's guaranteed, it's just really something special when you don't have, like, a crazy amount of legendaries. So, here we go. We've got 261 reviews. His reviews look alright. 4.8 for Hydra, that's expected. Spider's down 4.3, I would have thought that would be higher. It's not amazing for anything else. I looked at Hell Hades, apparently it's not that good, which is very surprising to me. He looks like he has a really good kit. As long as he gets those hexes in, he looks like he should do a fair bit. Okay, so we've built him a little bit, so we'll test him out in a few things. So we'll start with some brutal, oh no, wait, not brutal, hard campaign. We don't have the best stuff on him, we've just got a bit of gear. At like level 12, he's still 5 stars, so nothing unreachable even for early players. Just to see, because you need to get the stats up a little bit before they're any good, so. Wow, that is a lot of damage. For someone like at this level, that is a fair bit of damage. Like, his stats are really not anything out of the ordinary. So, that's pretty cool. Yep. His attacks are pretty cool too. I like that one. So, yeah. So, it must be his multiplier. Must be fairly high or something, because that is pretty good. 62,000 damage, and he did more. It's just that's how much health he destroyed in total. So we'll take a quick look at his gear. So we've got him fully ascended. We've got one set on him. We'll look at his stats. So we've got like 23,000 health is nothing. Not even 2,500 attacks, pretty low. You got low defense. Speed's pretty good though. Crit rate 90. You've got the crit rate and speed. That's the real only stats that have been leveled up mainly. So, but that's really all you need, crit rate and speed. So he's probably a crit rate character because he needs to land his debuffs, meaning that crit rate's better because you can't place debuffs on weak hits. So you've got a higher chance of less chance of placing a crit if you've got high crit rate. So that's all. Crit rate's definitely something good. So let's try him out for a dungeon. Alright, so what do we try him out for? Minotaur? Let's see. Start off with something like stage 6. And we'll see if we can get any higher than that. By the way, he breezed through hard though. Should be able to... Oh, this will be easy for him. 33,000 damage. His stats are not high, so that's pretty darn good. Ignore defense is definitely helpful though. Alright, so he's clearing him pretty easily. Yeah. Definitely looks like he's built for it. His passive is pretty good. Boosts his turn meter when he doesn't attack, or when he attacks someone without a hex debuff. Wow! That almost one-tapped the boss. Let's see how much he does now. Ooh. He's nuking quite hard, this guy. Really enjoying this. 148,000 damage. That's some pretty good stuff for such a low-level champion. So he's definitely pretty good. So let me know in the comments below if anyone got him, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.